Yes. They call you out and say,
right,
okay, bro.
I'm sorry,
He said it at lunch, bro.
There's a few things in life that you cannot do in my presence.
Yeah, okay.
Those two things are it.
Yeah, I know. I'm unapologetic.
I will walk out of a movie if someone says that, and I'll walk out of a podcast.
Okay, so I'll say that. Okay.
This is your last warning.
Okay. I'll take it. But yeah, dude, that really happened, man. It's been a big reflecting period. So I've been able to realize, and I've been able to learn from people. I'm like, this is what it's like to be a horrible father.
Yeah.
And this is what it's like to be a good father. And so I'm blessed.
Well,
man.
and here's the
try
thing.
and be good father.
Yeah, exactly.
We're trying.
Yeah.
I
We're
read
a
this
basis
book.
of like a pamphlet. Basically.
There's this book called The One Thing, and in the book it talks about there's no such thing as balance. There's only balancing, right? So
100%.
so I have a conversation with my daughter about, hey, Dad, I love it if you were not so sleepy on the weekends because you're working in the middle of the night. And I immediately go, okay, I need to make an adjustment, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do I need to do? I need to get more sleep. I need to make sure that the next time we have playtime this weekend, I'm like super dad. I'm jumping on the trampoline. I'm jumping in the pool. It's too cold for that right now. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you gotta...
It's 70 degrees, dude. I'm in 12 degrees.
Yeah.
It's not too cold. Suck it up, buddy.
No. Dude, we can go cold plunge in my pool right now. I'm telling you.
It's like relax. It's koozie for me.
Okay, you're a real man. You live with snow. Us Arizona boys don't understand.
Oh, dude,
weather,
I'd much rather be in Havasu here at a pool than...
Yeah, but my point in that is saying, like, there is no... I don't think there is any, like... Are we good?
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay. What I was saying was, like, I don't think there is any, like, you're, like, a good dad or a bad dad. It's like you're always... It's a process. You're always trying to grow and be better.
100%.
And you got to constantly pursue your daughter. And it
Have you
about
done
that.
father-daughter dates yet?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah,
Daddy-daughter
those are the best.
daddy-daughter dates are staple. And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time I asked my daughter, I said, hey, I'm going to take you on a date. She's like, Dad, that's gross. I'm not dating my dad. And then as we
How old was she?
Oh, man, I couldn't even remember when I first started. I would say we were probably like 7, somewhere in that 7, 9 range or whatever. And then we got to the point where we enjoyed it. We did father-daughter dates and different things. And it's funny, I got to go back to a little story of my son-in-law. So my daughter, we helped build a 69 Charger. Purple, plum crazy purple, all that stuff and everything. Beautiful car. So she drives it to school. And Hayden, who's now her husband, is the boy... he comes over and he starts talking to me and all this stuff. And, she's like, you got to meet this guy, da-da-da. And literally, we came back that night and I'm like, and I watched the way she looked at him. I mean, dude, lit up like a 20,000 billion lumen light. I mean, when she looked at him, and if she watches this and calls in someday or whatever, she can confess. I told her, I said, that day, I said, you're going to marry that boy. And she's like, Dad, we're not even dating. And I'm like, you're going to marry that man. Mark my words. I can tell you, and sure enough,
you can see it in her.
Oh,
that was,
you can see a physical, electronic, spiritual connection.
Yeah.
And that kid has been through hell and back. I mean, a family.
The son-in-law.
Yeah. I mean, mom tried to destroy him. I mean, threw him in a mental hospital. I mean, like, we were fighting to get legal custody and emancipate him. Like, I mean, no.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this kid will literally give you the shirt off his back. I mean, is just always happy. Like, just loves the Lord. I mean, amazing kid. Like, couldn't have been a better son-in-law.
Yeah.
And handpicked for my daughter. Because he's like, yeah, whatever, da-da-da-da. She gets to do what she wants. I'm not going to say run the family or control the family, but she is a strong-willed person.
Well, when you come from a background of abuse, and I had, grew up with some abuse, and what happens is, if you can get, and my whole vision for my wife was like, I want the opposite of my childhood. Like, my dad, amazing. My mom did her best, but I mean, she had issues and stuff, and so. For me, I was like modeling, like I want to find this woman that's like the opposite of what I grew up with as a mom, because it was very, destructive. And so, what happens, I feel like, is if you can reach a level where you're like, hey, if I've already been through this level of abuse, I can handle somebody who's an entrepreneur. Like, that's fine with me. Like, I've been through hell.
That's a case.
That's a walk in the park.
Man. So, that's no big deal.
I feel like that maybe that perspective, that gives you an opportunity as a kid to go, like, you can learn a lot from what not to do from your parents, too.
100%.
Oh, dude.
That's your...
You're in that book.
I wish that was me.
It was right there.
Yeah.
We're going to show them how to be a husband, who they look for in a man. You typically will marry a man that's like your father, or you'll typically marry a woman that's like your mother, or the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It really depends on where you landed on that. It's never really like, it's one
I agree,
or
100%.
the other.
And I literally, my wife is literally the opposite of my mother, but it was that by design. So in this book, it talks about, and this is one thing, I'm not like the biggest Dave Ramsey guy, but one thing I love about Dave Ramsey is he talks about how he manifested his son-in-laws for his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Well before they were, he talks about, he envisioned the men that he wanted, and then he modeled that for his daughters, so that they would find good Christian men that loved them and took care of them.
No, that makes sense. Is that quote real? It's the daughter finds a man that's
100%.
similar to their father.
Yeah,
and
if you model the right man.
Yeah,
if you're the right man and you modeled that right, like you said, he literally consciously, not even subconsciously, consciously tried to be that man that he wanted her to marry.
Yeah, I journal about my son-in-laws.
So that's probably
right
for them.
I'm like these guys are going to be godly men that are going to love they're going to honor my daughters.
You should be praying for them every day. Dude,
that's
now.
Powerful. I need to add that, praying for them.
Praying for them. Because there's going to be a guy.
Yeah.
You don't know who it is.
Right.
But you need to be praying for that. God's starting to shape him and mold him at this time, because God already knows who it is.
Right.
Yeah. And so you need to be praying for him.
For that.
And God knows that you're praying for that man now.
Dude, that is crazy.
Whoa.
Crazy awesome.
Crazy. So that's a hack that you guys just said. I think most men, and this goes for women too, but if they're out there looking for a spouse, you probably want to meet the dad. And you really want to get to know the dad, because if she's got a good dad, 9 times out of 10, you got a good partner. And I feel like that's a big downfall for a lot of relationships. Men will go into relationships and the father didn't do their job.
And you know what? There's weird things too, because my wife would be an exception to that. My wife's dad wasn't around, and she had almost no relationship with her. I never even met her dad until years after we were married. She had to come to a reconciliation and forgive her dad, and she turned out. So it's there's exceptions. I think
the exception is
it's weird
if a daughter or a woman doesn't have a father, then you're able to look at her and be like, okay, so if you didn't have a dad, what are you doing?
Well, I think her mom stepped up in a big way and was kind of tried to be like the
and
mom.
And I'm sure there was other men in her life.
Yeah.
You said she was LDS. There's a community around that.
Yeah, that's a strong community.
That's a strong community.
Yeah, for sure.
To be honest with you, I don't want to get into religion, but they model more togetherness than most, other religions that are out there.
Yeah.
I want to be sensitive and not, step on toes and a bunch of different things.
No, I think if you look at the Mormon religion, there's a few things that I think that they do better than a lot of religions. They model service better than most other religions.
And community.
Community and service.
Almost it's scheduled.
Yeah.
If you live in this area, you go to this ward.
Yeah.
If you go to these schools,
and you support these people.
Yeah. they model it better than
they do that well.
Christ-like Christians or non-denominational Christians that are out there.
Right. I have half my neighbors on the street are Mormon, and if they see something going on, they're like, how can we help? Where can we do? And it's that's a really positive attribute. So there probably were men in that community that were positive.
So she probably had some good things, and she learned from them, and then the lack of what she wanted.
Right, because there's that too.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is a lot of, and again, I was never in that religion, so I don't know, but you can have that in almost any religion where there is the opposite, and you see the men that you don't want to be.
100%. But I think that's society. I don't even want to,
That's not even religion.
That's just life. You realize, I don't want this self-centered partier, or this, or I want a guy that has a stable income, or I want a guy that likes to travel and do these things and spontaneous, and there's all those things.
Do you guys believe that we have soulmates?
I don't believe in soulmates. I think it's fake. I'll tell you why. Because I think a soulmate is someone who holds a mirror up to you. And you can't... It would be miserable living with someone that's exactly like you. Just think about it.
No, I don't think a soulmate holds a mirror up to you.
No?
I feel like disagree with you on that.
Well, dude, I just went through some soulmate shit, and I'll tell you right now.
I'm sure you're going through soulmate, but I don't know what type of soulmate you're talking about. We can get into it.
But there's so many different definitions of soulmate. But I feel like if you feel like a euphoric high when you meet someone, it's not healthy. I have a feeling that it's traumatic. Because I feel like healthy love is patient.
I don't know where this came from. I think it's a movie, but they said a soulmate is your soul's recognition of its counterpart.
Correct.
Oh.
It's the yin for the yang.
Yeah, so it's
I didn't have a fucking soulmate. I had something from this.
Well, I think just, we're going to work on a language barrier with you.
Okay. That's who I am, man.
That's what I love about you.
Yeah,
I love your honesty and your willingness to take my, let's call it criticism of it. You know what I mean?
I think that's what's cool about our dynamic is we have different perspectives. It creates something healthy. It's not this like fake.
And we can all be real. Polished. We all love each other regardless of what we. I want to help you find your soulmate. Your yin for your yang.
Of course.
Because there is somebody out there. You know, and I personally believe my wife was my soulmate.
Yeah.
And I, to this day, like I've said, I don't know what the future holds. That's out there.
Hey, we got a break. Hang on one second.
It's not.
I'll take a water if you want to.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not as bad as I might be paying out. See, it's all my fault.
No, it's not all your fault.
It is.
It's
a mix of parenting.
It's 100% your fault, 100% their fault.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to explain it. But I try to take full responsibility. Like, at the end of the day, I had a very big lust issue. I was sleeping with way too many women for my own pleasing. That was not healthy.
Oh my God, my kids just had that conversation with my wife told my kids that. I'm good with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My wife just told my kids that, I know your dad, I only slept with 3 people, but your dad slept with like 45.
Did you really?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you pleading the fifth?
No, man.
Dude, honest with you, I did. I was promiscuous. I don't know how many I slept with, but it was more than one. I can tell you that.
Yeah. No, I fell into the trap. I mean,
and I was a Christian. That was the worst part.
Yeah. You know how you talk about like how women.
I'm going to say I called myself a Christian.
I will say, and I credit my Catholic upbringing to it. I only slept with one woman before Jen. Wow. And I will say that in Catholicism, that's like a really big. I mean,
that's a massive no-no.
It's a massive no-no. Like it's drilled into you from the time you're a kid. Like you do not have sex before you're married.
You'll never forget that experience. That is ingrained in your mind.
That's in every Christian-based religion.
Yes,
whether it's Catholicism,
Catholics,
Mormon, or any
like. Emphasize. Like
I grew up as an altar boy, the whole deal, and did that stuff.
It's big.
All those things.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I left the Catholic Church that I was like, okay, you know what? I think I'm ready. Like, and I think also, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's just a different perspectives.
The key thing is, look, and I can only speak to what I know and the knowledge that I have.
Yeah,
I didn't do it, so I can't really have any ground to stand on. If you can sustain, if anybody's listening to this that have kids out there, if you can get your kids to sustain and wait till they're married to have sex, the dynamic of being in that and knowing that nobody ever slept with your wife, no one ever touched your wife's breasts, no one ever did any of that. The security that'll bring to that man is unbelievable.
Bro, okay, I gotta mention this because Daniel told me this one time. There's someone in my family, I'm not going to say their name, but they did that, and it ended horrifically.
Okay, and I was
horrifically. No. That story.
Horrific.
There's exceptions to everything in the world, okay? There's a lot of things that go on, and we can't be in every relationship, in everything. The Bible clearly states what you're supposed to do.
I'm going to share something with you that I struggle with as a Christian, and you'll probably not like this, but I'm just going to share with you. I struggle with the no sex before marriage thing, and here's why. There's like a chemistry thing that happens. You learn each other physically, right? Mm-hmm. And like if you go into a marriage and you've never had sex before with anybody, and now you're doing that together for the first time, yes, that's a special bonding experience that you'll have that security forever. But I've seen it be problematic before too, and so I don't know that I know that the Bible's clear on it. I get it, and I didn't do it either, so I didn't follow it.
No, I can only tell you what the Bible says.
Yeah,
I tell you what
I can't
the book
speak
says.
to it, but I do struggle with that as one of the things that I wrestle with. It's like, I think. Like my wife and I did have sex before marriage, and for me that was a good thing because I felt like we did create a bond and we got to know each other prior to committing to the rest of our lives. I mean, marriage is a sacred agreement.
It's supposed
for the rest
to be
of
a
your life.
long-term, never-ending agreement and things.
So it seems crazy to me to not test it before.
Dude, they're not a car. You don't test drive a car.
No, I know they're not a car, but I was saying just test it.
Because you can make it what it is.
Yeah.
I'll fight because
No, that's why I brought it up.
I've been celibate for over 3 years.
Yeah.
What?
I haven't had sex in over 3 years since my wife was the last person I slept with.
Oh, wow.
Jenny, fuck you doing? That's crazy.
Have I had opportunities?
You know what?
Sure, I've had opportunities.
You gotta give me your number and I'm gonna text her the link.
Totally.
I'll just send it to her.
It's not far off. Just change about
the
2
way
digits
we
and you have the
met,
number.
you had an opportunity. That's
well,
how I met you.
The way I met, I could have took that girl home that night.
Right. Yeah, she was all
over. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Dude, it's seriously, it is not hard to get women into bed. It's sad, and that is what breaks my heart. It's like they feel they have to give you that to get you to like them.
Well, for the wrong man.
And it just breaks my... No, not for the wrong man, the right man.
Dude, think about how powerful it is for you to say that when in the beginning of this podcast talking about that was maybe the direct cause of your divorce, but then also to have the empathy for young women to say, like, they feel like that's something that they owe. That's a really...
They don't owe you...
No, I agree.
Shame on a man...
Right.
For thinking that they, no offense, brother, that they have to go for a test drive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even in my mind, I thought that for a while. Like, well, if I get remarried, I want to know that the chemistry is there.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I don't know if I want to get remarried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to be clear. Like, I'm not saying that the man should put pressure on the woman to have sex before marriage. That's not what I was saying.
You're not saying that. But
I was saying, like, as a healthy couple, I think it's important to experience each other to know, is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Like, she may realize, like, we have no sexual chemistry, or he may realize
that's miserable.
Okay, but
and I'm just saying I struggle with this. So I'm not saying that, like,
where do you say the sexual chemistry? Let's go down to that. Like, where's the non-sexual chemistry? I mean,
wait, what's the question?
He's saying that there's no sexual. What if there's no sexual chemistry?
That's a real thing.
Okay,
I think that's a real thing because there's sometimes I'll sleep with a girl and then like.
And I'm not the expert on this because I don't.
Maybe I can.
Dude, my wife listens to this podcast. She's probably going to kill me for some of the things that I might share. But okay, so like most men, when they have sex, want to just get off. They're looking for the peak, the ejaculation, the release, and it's done. When you change your mindset that you want her to experience that before you experience it, the dynamics are drastically different.
Right.
Like, I'll be honest. Like, I didn't enjoy sex with my wife as much until she had an orgasm. It was much more enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
For her to get off first than me. Because that, in my mind, was like, I'm the one that took her to that height of level. So I know how important that level of getting there for me was. That release and that, ejaculation, whatever word you want to put on it, I'm a straight shooter. That feeling that I had of like, whatever it is, knowing that I'm the one that caused her to have that same feeling inside.
Yeah.
Like, you were talking about, that's chemistry.
Right.
Okay.
As a man, that's a great feeling.
Dude, that's amazing.
But also there's some women who just, like, struggle with it so much. Like, there's women who struggle with coming, like, they're, like...
Okay, but so now we go back to why.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
So,
but I will
orgasm that's a big topic. Yeah. I don't think the three of us are good.
No.
I do have to say, I can get into this.
I think I have the answer for this.
You think you have the answer for this? The single guy. Okay,
yes.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, I'm fucking tearing shit out.
Yeah, Blaine.
Yeah. All right, Blaine. No, we're going to hear it, man. You're going to speak it. I want to hear what the answer is.
Yeah. Blaine puts James Bond to shame. Let's put it that way.
Okay. What I do believe that when you're like going to pursue a woman, like if she is so attracted to you as it relates to the way you speak to her, the way you carry yourself around her, the way you dress, the way you look. I mean, if you're working out, you're fit, like, it's almost inevitable that she will come. It's, like, impossible. And so, like, if you present yourself in a way where it's like, bro, I hate to say this. I know that this is the craziest thing. every girl wants the bad guy, bro. And I know it sounds crazy.
I will not disagree with you.
They have fantasies of it. That doesn't mean be the bad boy, but that means you can act like it from time to time. And it just gets her in this, like, dude, I'm telling you, bro, there's this girl I'm talking to right now. I'm not going to mention her name. She will not stop watching this show called Vampire Diaries. And all it is about these dudes who are just horrible men. And she's like, I like that guy. I like that guy. I'm like, dude, that's what their fantasies are. That's what I'm saying. So if you come off that way, they're already thinking in their head, so they come without saying anything. Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. But I think...
No, I'm so for real, bro. Like,
I know you're for real on it. And, dude, trust me, I can get into... My wife got into the Vampire Diaries and Twilight and all of those things. And I think that's incredibly toxic to a marriage.
No. That's what I'm saying. I mean? You have to limit it.
I know.
You can't do that.
There is no limit. If you are loving her the way she wants to be loved and speaking her love language, they are far more attracted to that than they ever are the bad boy. Because the bad boy is a temporary deal. She'll go from bad boy to bad boy to bad boy to bad boy. You sound like you're experiencing that. No offense. You know what I mean? The one that is quality is the one that is his wife, that is, and my wife, who she was, me pouring into her and her love language and her desiring.
I'm telling you, bro, in the long run, they get bored, bro. I promise you, they get bored. I'm not saying do it all the time, but I mark my damn words. They get bored, bro.
Like, I can't say that because I'm in the middle of a divorce. She left me for some reason. So I really, maybe that was it. Maybe I wasn't good enough in bed. Maybe I wasn't, satisfying her.
They get bored. I don't know. I've just noticed this. Like, they have this psychological thing about them, and it's pushed in society.
I disagree with a godly woman. I disagree. And I'll only leave it there. I don't want to get into it and fight over it and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
But a woman that is seeking the Lord will never get bored.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because it's like, I've just, from my experience, I've met so many girls. Like, there are so many.
Hold on.
I feel like you guys are talking about things from different perspectives.
Oh, yeah. You're sleeping with girls that are not even married.
Right. You're having your sex and your sex they're different. I mean, you're talking about fulfilling your wife emotionally, spiritually, and through a biblical sense. And you're talking about, hey, we're having some incredible sex.
Yeah. Well, I will say that you're right. But
they can be the same thing.
They can. The reason I say this is because there has to be a limit. Because, for example, let me see if I can put this into perspective. Let's say one day I wake up, right? I'm doing my hard shit. I'm grinding all day. Like, you guys know how this goes, right? No. You have your whole day, right? You guys get this way more than I do. And I'm learning. But, let's say you go Monday through till Thursday, right? Thursday hits and you're like, shit, I'm a little horny. Like, I need some coochie, And so you think in your mind, I could go up to her. There's multiple different ways. You'd be like, baby, I love you. And, it's been a long week. Like, can we do the thing? You've already lost.
100%.
You've already lost. If you have to ask, you're done.
Yeah.
And so
you can't approach it that way.
You can't. And so
I tried that for a long time. It failed.
It just doesn't work. And so
I think a lot of men do that. I think a lot of men think I should just communicate. Like I need this.
Well, because
that is like the worst thing to do.
Yeah. You have to I don't even know what the right word is. Coax them into it, you know what I mean? You have to love them into it.
No, you have to swoon them. You have to pursue them, and you have to romantically 100%. That's how they receive that.
You gotta walk in. The best way I would do it.
You have to get them to want to do it with you.
If I was in a 20-year marriage, obviously a more healthy woman, that we're in a different phase now, right? But let's say a healthy woman, right? And it's Thursday. What I would do is I would look the best I possibly could. Like, I would fix my hair up. I'm swagging, right? I'm getting in the mode, right? Putting on the fit that makes me look good, makes my body stand out in the ways it can. I'm walking in the room wherever my wife's at, and I'm saying, "You're coming with me." She's like, "What? I'm busy. I've seen the kids all day." Just come on. It's gonna be a fun night. I got something planned for us. You're gonna love this, and just leave it at that. Women love mystery. They love mysteries.
Well, that's what I was saying. It can be the same, right? Like, you can have adventure and fun in your marriage and spice it up, right?
And
like,
so that's what I mean.
2000.
And you should, right? You should.
I just was going to click that.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Yeah.
And do something.
You need to bring that excitement in there for both parties.
Yeah.
But I can see why it gets hard, because if you're in a marriage for so long, like, there's things that build up, like resentment.
The animosity and resentment.
It's crazy. You don't even.
And that's why you don't get sex as a man.
You don't even want to do it. You're like, why the hell would I want to do this to her if she do this?
I gotta share this story. It's so embarrassing.
Is your wife gonna get killed?
No. But I just can't not. I'm such an open book, and it's so self-deprecating and embarrassing.
I love it.
Okay, so my wife and I were in a period where sex was not a problem. We were having regular, healthy sex, and things were good. And I noticed, I had a lot of friends that had tattoos, and I was like, these guys get laid all the time. Like, they're constant. So I bought these sleeves that made it look like I had sleeve tattoos, and I was like, I'm gonna totally like surprise my wife and like see. Dude, she was like, "What the heck is that?" Like, it's so
weird, you bad boy.
Yeah, I was like, I'll come home with you like a bad boy. Yeah, like, oh, how dangerous! And she was like, what is going on? It was so funny. Like, it was my biggest flop ever. Like, I thought it'd be so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was like,
I bought these Ed Hardy sleeves.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what these are. Never mind. Like, threw them away. It was
somebody gave to me at work.
She was laughing so hard. Like, I was like, I bought these as a joke. That wasn't serious.
Was it like a?
No, wait. I just gotta know one thing though. Did you get laid that night?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I did. Yeah. But
regardless, it still worked.
But it wasn't because of the sleeves. It was just because she was like, okay, I think she felt bad for me.
She's
like, man, he's trying hard.
She's like, okay, that was good enough. It was a miss, but
I'm gonna give him sympathy.
You have to be careful with tattoos, man. I'll say this. Dumb decision, man. Me and my ex, we got our initials tattooed.
Oh.
It's on my wrist.
Do you have any tattoos?
Dude,
I don't have any tattoos
till
either.
this day,
my wife got a couple tattoos after we separated.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah, I'm not a...
Was it like an expression of like she was exploring a different... Like, why did she get them?
I never have asked the question. I didn't know about it, and the kids told me she's got a big old tattoo on her foot. Yeah. And then supposedly she's got a couple other ones other places.
You know what's interesting? Like,
I don't know the deal.
I don't know what it is about women.
They suck to remove. I'll tell you that.
At a certain point, have you ever noticed like a lot of women at an older age will get tattoos? No.
This is the same concept I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Women are just perpetually bored.
No.
Yes. I'll explain why. No. This is really big. You guys can check me if I'm wrong. I'll check it. No. I really believe this, bro, wholeheartedly. And like I said, I can look back on this and be like, Blaine, what the hell were you talking about? But the reason they do that is because, bro, you have to think how women work. Like, in today's society, they are constantly being flooded with validation. Like, all the time. They're born, and I'm not trying to be sexist, but they are born with the boobs and the vagina and the butt. As men, we have to earn our stripes. We look at those boobs and those butt, and biologically, we're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But we have to earn our stripes, and it's just how it works. And so when you have a woman who's constantly being fed validation, that's just how it goes. And that's why I say women are bored. Because you got to think about this. When women are in a marriage, they, from an outside perspective, see their single friends and their married friends, and they're thinking, okay, the single one's like living her life, like. Then I see
that's totally what happened to my family.
It's just, I was gonna say that's a lot like your story.
100%.
Yeah, that's what happens, and it's horrible, and it like dilutes these women into thinking like, why is every other woman in the world getting validation? I'm not getting this from my husband. That's where it happens.
Wow.
And so that's why I'm saying like you constantly.
That is a real deal.
You constantly have to be like, let's go. Like, what are we doing? Date night. Let's go skydiving.
Spontaneity.
Like spontaneous. Like you have to make them feel. What other
but
women
I can tell you, speaking from my marriage, I'm like crazy spontaneous guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'd be like, come home and like pack up the car, we're leaving, we're going to Havasu.
Yeah.
Like she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, we're going. Like I mean, we were crazy. That's the one thing she said she loved about me was my spontaneity.
Yeah.
I think there's different circumstances on every one of those. I mean, nobody is the same. Not every woman's going to fit in a box. Not every guy is going to fit in a box. Well, other things. I think there's women out there that I didn't like tattoos. I didn't want tattoos, so she knew I didn't approve of them. And I told her, you can't have a tattoo. And then as soon as she separates from me, she's like, I'm going to go get a tattoo. I'm going to show him I can do whatever I want. He can't tell me what I'm going to do. So you have that angle as well.
She did it in spite.
100%, I believe. But she'll tell you that she did it because she did it with her best friend, and they both have them. And
she's just trying to piss you off.
It did in a roundabout way. Nobody looks at the deeper part of this situation. Everybody looks at the surface. You know what I mean? My wife had trauma as a kid. You know, things that had happened in her life. You know, that she struggles through and all those things. I believe there was a time after she was on an event with my daughter, I think I told you guys about that caused all of those things to come back to the surface, which, you know, you have to deal with that stuff. And we will never, ever understand as a man what a woman goes through as being looked at as an object. You know, I mean, like the pressure that they have to feel to look the best, dress the best. I mean, the money that's in makeup, hair, Botox, I mean, all of these things, because they feel they have to do this. Like, I'll tell you honestly, I don't want to ever be with a woman that wears a ton of makeup. I don't like it.
I like natural beauty.
Natural beauty is so much more attractive to me than someone that is, because it looks fake.
It's fake. I can't even do fake boobs.
No,
dude,
I
can't. Dude, think about this though. This is something interesting. I was talking to a senior the other day. She was in her 80s, and she said, Daniel, she goes, it's so hard for women as we age. Mm-hmm. Because when we're young and we're like, you know, society's version of beautiful, every man is checking us out. We get a compliment, all this stuff, all that validation. She goes, as you age, people just look right through you. And she goes, and it hurts so bad because your identity is so tied to that validation you received your whole life, and then it changes. So there is a tremendous amount of pressure, and there's a lot of depression and things that follow.
Oh, like we can't even understand that as men. And that's why you've got to marry your best friend. You know, that's what my encouragement to you is: don't go find a girl you can live with. Find that girl you can't live without.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is so much more powerful. You know,
I wish I would have known.
Personal is like, I don't know how I'm still living without my wife right now. You know what I mean? Because she was my world.
Yeah.
You know, she was everything. You know, but you do. Yeah. You continue to go on because of your kids and all those things, and not wrapping yourself up into, you know, the identity of her.
Yeah.
You know, and but you've got to find that woman you just can't live without, and love her unconditionally.
Wait, I got a little secret.
And I have a question too. Okay. So go ahead with your secret. But I have a question I want to ask.
I actually really want to help with this. Like, I think you're not, like, we just met, right? And we've been hanging out. And I've heard your story, but it saddens me to know that, like, you love this woman so much, and y'all went through so much shit, and it wasn't like my situation. Like, Daniel knows, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I've briefly told you, like, the woman I was with before, and I'm gonna cut this out, was not good. Like, it was a dumb decision, dude. Like, we've learned.
Yeah.
But what I would recommend is actually maybe not talking about it at all. And the reason I say this is because her seeing this, and I'm gonna cut this, she might be thinking, oh, Kevin, he just wants me. But what happens if you flip it? And she's like, wait. Why doesn't he want me anymore?
No,
wait. I think honestly, I'm telling you, bro.
Dude, I know the takeaway. I do it in sales.
The takeaway sales.
Yeah. I know the takeaway sales technique, and that's just not me. I can't be that guy because my heart isn't there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a transaction.
It's not a transaction for me. Yeah. This is my life.
Yeah.
This is my...
But it sucks because that's kind of how women work. Some of them.
I know how it works. I know how... Dude, and don't kid yourself. You're going to cut this.
Okay.
Not that I'm not doing that right now. I did that at lunch the other day.
I'm cutting all this,
I did all of that the other day with her. And she did it...
Wait. Explain to me what happens when you go to lunch. Do you look at her...
Wait, you had lunch with her the other day?
Oh, yeah. No, we... So my son had his court case, so we went to the court. And
you guys had lunch afterward?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, this ties into my question for you. But,
so that's fine.
Okay.
You want to ask the question or you want me to...
No, please tell me the story first, and then I want to ask the question.
My son and I were like, we're going to go eat and all that stuff. And he's like, well, why don't we ask Mom? And I'm like, ask Mom. And he goes, I know it's hard on you. And I'm like, it is, but ask your mom. And then my son was my other son, Hatcher, was 5 cars ahead of us. And I'm like, turn right. Be a wingman. And so she sat literally across from me, and I just was quiet. I just ate my meal. I only commented like 2 or 3 times, and she made a comment. You're really quiet today. And I'm like...
Yeah, I'm working on multi-million-dollar deals. That's why.
No, I don't talk about money.
That's what you need to say.
No, because then I have to give her half.
I'm telling you right now. Yes.
No, because then I'm giving half.
He's got to play it like, I'm struggling.
I'm struggling financially. No, my best revenge is going to be when I make it and I go on the things that I'm doing and I come back and I have all that and she's not a part of that. That's going to be the, oh shit, I messed up. I'll tell you honestly, I believe in my heart there is a possibility for us down the road to get back together.
I was going to ask you, well, but then I don't know if I can ask you this.
Ask it.
Like, is that, like, I know you just said you believe you take her back, so that answers my first question of if it's possible you guys are going together, but is that even part of, like, the motivation of growing it and making it? Is that maybe one day you guys will end up back together? Or is that too personal?
I'm sure, yeah, part of that is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's there's a part of, like, watch me, watch what I can do.
Yeah.
When I have no leashes, no nothing holding me back, and I can go do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Say whatever I want.
Because you're in a different season of life. You don't have little kids at the house.
I still have an 11-year-old.
Oh, you do have an 11-year-old. Yeah.
I don't see them that often. They spend most of the time with her.
Yeah, but I mean, you are in a place where you can go pretty much all in.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and you haven't had that in previous business endeavors when you're raising a family.
And I can go do whatever I want without... My wife, she says she's a realist. Okay. I say it's more of a pessimist.
Okay.
And so that, I was always insecure, like, well, what's she going to think? What if I do this and, oh, well, you're always embellishing this, or you're doing this, and, you tell people this, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I've done so much in my life, from driving boats, flying planes, snowmobile, skiing. I mean, I've just done it. I like to do things. I don't like to be anything. And so all of that insecurity that what's she going to think when we're in this meeting? Is she going to like critique me and come home and do, So I don't have any of that anymore.
Well,
I get to go do what I do best and relate to the customer and open the doors. I went to that show in Chicago. Dude, I opened up 19 doors.
Yeah.
To major chains in Canada and the U.S.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I want to break this real quick because I've heard like 2 routes, and like I said, I could be wrong. I'm way younger than you guys. You guys can fucking check me at any point, but like, shut up.
And I will if you realize that. Yeah.
And if you say the F word one more time, he's going to check you literally in the face.
And it might be into the wall.
Yeah,
you realize it.
It's gonna happen, so we're gonna have to get okay.
Dude, and that's weird?
You know what's weird? I've known Blaine for months. I always thought he never cursed, and then all of a sudden today you've been cursing.
Well, so when I
literally almost never heard you do
it. I'll be honest. Like when I met Daniel, I was in a horrible place, like on the verge of like, and I hate to say it, but like bad, bro.
Dude, I've been suicidal.
Literally,
I think a lot of men do struggle with suicidal thoughts. That's kind of like
because it's an easy way out,
right? Yeah. It like makes the pain stop.
Yeah,
you think it's going to make the pain stop.
You think it's going to make the pain stop.
It was a bad.
So you're burning in hell for the rest of eternity.
Like it was,
and you pass the pain to everybody else still on Earth.
Oh, bro, literally. David Goggins says this quote. He said, "There's nothingness outside these walls of hell."
Yeah,
that hit me when I watched that. Nothingness outside these walls of hell. So he's like, "Well, right now you better enjoy this pain." Because
explain that to me, because that didn't resonate with me like it did for you. What does that mean?
So what he said, I think it was in a Chris Williamson podcast, but he said, "There's absolutely nothing outside these walls of hell." Like nothingness. So like he said, I do believe in God, but he was like, once you off like yourself, like it's nothingness. And he was like basically referring to like enjoy this because you could go to nothingness.
Wow.
And pass your pain on. So that's when he was. Does that make
sense?
That's
kind of my vision of like
almost has it correct, but he's off by a
little bit.
Like I feel like that's what hell is. It's like separation from God.
So there you go.
You know, it's like that's hell. Like knowing that like you're in this deep valley of fire and there's this eternal joy and light and everything, and you're just never going to be it.
And that's the thing. Never going to get to. At least right here on Earth, we have this idea that there's a higher power that we can call on if we want to. Hell, that option is never there.
Yeah, that's just
terrifying.
Gone.
Yeah, well, that's the hardest thing. Where
Let's go into the lake of fire and the gnashing of teeth and all those things. We can get into that.
Yeah, that's
those suicidal ideas. what is it called? Idealations? How do you say the word?
Ideologies.
I truly believe it's from so many people hiding their suffering. Because when you suffer, you're like, why am I the only one suffering? Instead of switching the mind frame, like you're like, there's so many every fucking body's suffering. Like,
well, and social media magnifies that. Everybody looks like they're having the best time of their life, and you're like, why am I the only one suffering?
Again, your feeds, the algorithms. Like I get a lot because of the feeds that are faith based and stuff, and there's a whole movement of men and women coming out to support men in their suffering, and that men, the pressure that is on us to be successful, to provide, to do all those things. And there's women, I watch them, I get a lot of them, the women are like, suck it up, girl. Your man needs to be respected. Your man needs to be loved. Yeah. Put out, give it up. And like what he's doing for you. So we're just not seeing a lot of that because we're choosing not to.
Yeah.
We're watching the sports I don't even watch sports. You can pull up my TikTok feed right now or in my Instagram. It'll be predominantly faith-based, and you will see a lot of women because I look at all the mommies and me's for my business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone picked up my phone and they're like, dude, what is this all?
Sure you can.
No, I'm just kidding. No, dude, I am single.
I just read the articles. No,
but I mean, I actually I've passed that on to my 18-year-old son.
Yeah.
He's like, great, so I have to look at all these. Right. I'm like, dude, I don't want to look at half these women because it's like, it makes me want.
Yeah.
When I don't want that feeling.
Yeah.
I don't want that lust. I don't want that desire. I don't want... Right now, I'm in a season of... Not to get too religious or too Christianity or any of those things. Is God calls us to be the bride of Christ. Okay? He's the groom. We're to be the bride. Right now, I'm trying to figure out what my role is as the bride of Christ. My relationship with Him. I've had the privilege recently to lead one of the young girls in our nonprofit to the Lord. My son we bought a cabinet from a guy, and he drives up in our big old truck, lifted wheels, tires, rock lights on, all that stuff. This dude is like, dude, what are you doing at 16 years old that you're driving a $125,000 truck? What does your dad do?
Yeah.
So now we've been talking, that guy is coming to church now. His family's coming to the program. Like that, to me, is where this season I'm in. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out, Lord, what can I do to show you that I love you more than I loved my wife? Because I did.
By loving yourself.
By loving myself.
Yeah.
Wow, and loving others. So I've learned the last 3 years how to love myself, that I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a monster that some people have claimed me out to be.
Dude.
I'm intense.
I relate with you.
I'm an intense person. My wife used to say all the time, when you meet Kevin, you either love Kevin or you hate Kevin.
And that's okay.
He's either too much to handle because he's just too high energy and he just overwhelms you, or you feed off of his energy and want that energy. And I realized I used to be so insecure. Well, I don't want people to not like me. I want to be liked by everybody, and I want to be everybody's friend. And so I learned that I am a good man. I have a good heart. I love the Lord. I am never going to be perfect. One guy was perfect. We crucified him for it. Okay? And thank God we did. Literally, thank God He allowed His Son to be crucified for us. But I'm not a bad person. And I might make stupid mistakes, but my heart still seeks after the Lord and still seeks to do the right thing.
That's so amazing, dude. I relate with this. And to answer your question, you're like, I thought Blaine never cussed. Over this past year, like I know it's just.
I was like, I never got that impression.
No, Well, I've known Daniel for a little bit, but like
what I've shared with you, there's nothing you can do that's gonna.
I've struggled with that this year, bro. Like
I'm not gonna love you any different,
right?
I'm gonna love you more,
yeah,
because I want you to realize it cheapens the quality of the man you are. Mm-mm. You have a bigger vocabulary than that, and I say that because I struggle with cussing. So when you hear that, it instantly makes me think, oh, it's okay, I can say fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can't.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that because
But I'm telling you where my mind goes. I can't speak for my mind.
Right.
This is what you're right. And so because yes, to some extent, yes, you're probably doing a watch. It's just how I come off, dude. And anytime I've tried to be someone I'm not, it's gotten me in horrible fucking situations. That's why I said at dinner, I'm like, I'm me. And if someone doesn't like me for me, well, they can suck my dick because it's like it's
sorry,
like,
dude, don't go there.
Yeah. You know, it's like, well, because like just
I'm sure some guys over there with the little rainbow flags might be able to help you with that.
Because it's like what I've realized over this year, and Daniel's helped me out with this a lot, and I resonate with you so fucking much, dude. And this is, like I said, not taught anywhere. It's the hardest challenge to understand. And it's like, when I got out of, like, I'll fill you in just a little bit. I had a child with a woman who was not, you know, she's a good person. So, yeah. But, like, it just didn't work out is the best way I can explain it. And
it's a different dynamic right now.
Yeah. And so I had to get out and during this period, right, she just confused. And, like, basically, like, it made me go into this headspace because so many people said shit. So many people said shit. Like, Blaine's a deadbeat, this, that. And I'm like, motherfucker, I saved my daughter's life leaving that fucking relationship, leaving that woman. Because not only am I guaranteeing a home and an environment for my daughter where she can love, be herself, move with empathy, forgiveness, kindness, honesty, forgiveness. Like, all of those things, I'm guaranteeing that for her because she never wanted to be that. And her family never wanted her to be that. But when I was going through this shit, I realized that when people have things to say about you, I started to realize, like, on the journey we're on, you know, we're on the internet, right? People are going to watch this. They'll have things to say.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Blaine, his fucking cussing. Okay, you know, Kevin, I don't agree with his point. Daniel, what did he say?
He's a male chauvinist. All he thinks is this.
People are just going to say things, and what I've realized...
I love keyboard warriors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Twitter fingers. Yeah. Like, basically what I realized is, like, the secret to this, and I could be wrong, I kind of want to hear your guys' opinion, is you have a circle of people who know you for you, who care about you, right? Know you intimately, and only care about you for who you are as a human, not what you can give. And once you build that circle and you go full-fledged forward with that circle, you're unstoppable. Because no matter what's said, and this is something with Trump that I've realized too. Think about this.
Look at his circle.
Bro, dude has every rape allegation you could ever think of on his name. Every allegation of probably every allegations to ever exist in history. Yeah. I mean...
The only felon as a president.
Convicted felon. Yeah.
And then he's like, president. And so I've realized that, like, this is what I'm working on. You know, I think Daniel is, like literally my best friend. And some people might be like, Blaine, why are you 25 and Daniel's 32? I'm like, dude, he's a good person. And so I don't care if people have if people have anything to say about it. That's my circle. He cares about me for not what I can give, but who I am as a human. And when you have that circle, all this shit we do, someone comments, Blaine, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, Daniel, what do you think? Blaine, you're a good person. Oh, thanks, man. If you have bad people in your circle, that's when it gets severe.
Winners surround themselves with winners.
Yeah, it gets severe. Because then if you have those bad people in your circle who don't care about you as a person, they'll feed into that. And then you don't have that emotional balance of support. And I've noticed, like, the most successful people in my life, they have this circle who... You know who you are, you know. Everyone in this room, you guys know who I am, right? And you can...
And we should love you for who you are.
And it's amazing. And it's like these type of people, when you have them, like, we can go forward. And, you know, all these people who have things to say or whatever it is, that's what I've struggled with. And then I hit this point where I was like, I'm not a deadbeat. And that leads back to the question of why I do not cuss, because it literally put me in a bubble. I was like, am I a deadbeat? Like, am I a bad person? Like... Am I not a good father? Like, am I not kind? Am I not forgiving? Am I not honest? And you find yourself in this thing
questioning everything.
Yeah, and then you're like, what in the fuck? And so
you
then
feel lost.
Yeah, dude, I literally was lost. And then you kind of like lose your identity a little bit. But Daniel literally saved my life. Like, he literally came in and gave me the answers I needed, and it changed everything in my life. And it's allowed me to be comfortable, to be like, oh, I don't need to give in to these people. I got challenges left and right, facing this, and I'm like, that's not me. It's not me. It's just noise of people trying to take you away from your true calling.
What is your true calling?
I think my true calling, man, is to be a speaker, and I think that it also is to help people. And I think I want to be a billionaire, and also I'm really good at music. So
dude, I want to tell you something too. I don't want to cut you off or anything, but you know, you've given me so much credit, and I sincerely appreciate that. But you know, what I realized when we first met was that it's all God. You know, like I went through something that you went through just 3 years earlier. And everybody in my life was like, God, you know, it really took you from like here to here quick. And God can do that.
Oh, yeah.
When you, you know, it was just
we think we might be able to, but...
No, I had no chance. Yeah. No. You don't go from where I was to where I got to be because of me. Like, that was God. But I realized then I meet Blaine, and I finally get to a good place, and I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to just be here for me, for this. Like I get an opportunity now to be here with somebody and jump in the water with him and swim together in that season, because I feel like I may be qualified to help with some of these things, right? Mm-hmm. And dude, you've done just as much for me as you feel like I've done for you.
Exactly.
You've done way more for me, bro. Like, I can't even explain. You were here the other night, and Jen was talking about how much we love you and, you know, how big a part of our family you become. And it's because, you know, God, it gives us these opportunities to come together and help each other, you know? And
I think it's, for me, I always talk, and I've learned it through the church system, it's called the up-down ministry, is you're mentoring him. You know what I mean? And through the seasons of life and the experiences that you have. Now, what are you going to do with that information? You're going to have to take that information and do that for somebody else.
Yeah.
It's the pay it forward method, you know, that's amazing, that's out there. But we have the best gift we can ever have, and it's free.
Yeah.
It's Christ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's the mentorship. And the mentorship is like I believe everybody. I get mentored every week. I have a guy I meet with for breakfast every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing man. Like, speaks truth into me, and he has an open book to call me out on all of my bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I'll talk he's trying to talk my way out of something, and he's just like, no.
Yeah.
You know, get out of your own horse, Kevin. Do all this stuff.
My mentor calls it, I don't want the PR, Daniel.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want Mine is, I don't want the salesman.
Yeah. I don't want I don't want the
idea.
PR answer. You know, how are you really doing?
How are you really doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then answer that. I'm not doing good. You know?
Yeah.
Today's a rough day. I miss her. I want her. I love her. You know, and all those things. But you know what? I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to try again.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got guys that I can tell you right now. I've got a friend, Al. I've got, you know, tons of my friends, you know, that I can call at any given time. And Al and I send a devotion every day to him.
It's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every single day.
I got a buddy, Carrie, and I that
you
do
know,
that, yeah.
My buddy Keith, the same thing. I can call these guys at 2 a.m. and be like, I just need an ear.
Yeah.
Let me vent.
Yeah.
You know, and they will. And they won't say anything.
See, and what's so key to recognize, and what you were talking about is that people in your circle, not everybody is a safe place to share that.
Oh, no.
And we make
if you can count on your hand 5 guys that you can share with,
you're blessed.
Like, you are a billionaire.
Yeah.
You're a billionaire already.
Because not everybody's equipped or a safe place to handle that stuff.
Yes.
In fact, most people aren't. And if you're blessed enough to find a Keith or a friend,
I got 3 guys that
Justin, I got, you know,
call at any given time.
Blaine, you know, And if you have that, man, it's amazing. And we're called,
so
I think that's why we're doing this, is to help reach other men
100%,
and say, like,
and let
dude,
them
other
know that
people are probably feeling these same things that we're going through.
It's okay to feel this way, guys.
Yeah.
Like, if you're watching this, like, I mean, you've got to put those people around you.
Yeah.
You have
like,
to.
it is so important to... And is as important, you need to be that person.
Yeah.
You need to be that person for someone that they can trust, that they know they can come to you, and you're not going to pass judgment.
Yeah.
You're not going to do anything but be there and help them and listen.
Dude, my first mentor was a guy named Matt Schwartz. Shout out to Matt. I love this guy. We're still super tight. And when I was 19 years old, I was struggling bad. And he was like, Daniel, like, I'm never going to judge you. There's nothing you could tell me where I'm going to go, oh, no, we can't hang out anymore, right?
Yeah.
And that was the first time anybody ever said that to me. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, my God. So he shared that. He goes, but my only deal is, like, I want this relationship with you, but, you know, I want you to go out and find other men. I ran into Matt at church, like, it was, like, right between Christmas and New Year's. And I was like, dude, Matt, I got this, like, great friend. He's, like, my best buddy. His name's Blaine. Like, we're doing all this work together. He's like, dude, that's the greatest thing I could ever hear. He's like, that made my whole Christmas, you know? Because it's like, how many, 16 years later, like, I get to meet Blaine. And what's amazing about Blaine is my brother's going through a rough season right now. And Blaine was immediately like, dude, let me go grab lunch with him. Yeah. Let me talk to him. I think I can be someone to support him and love him through that season.
And that's
so
what it's all
it's
about.
Just passing it around.
Yeah.
You know?
And to the listeners, I want to mention this too, because I used to be in the position where I was like, how do you find people who are good? I didn't understand it, dude. I was raised by some shit that wasn't good. So, and I'm sure we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
So, you're just like, sometimes some people go into life and they have no idea. And I kind of cracked it. And I think that, if you're in a phase of your life where you don't know how to recognize a good person, here's the secret. The way you can recognize a good person is by looking at how they treat you. Do they treat you the same as they treat others? That's how you can tell if you have a good friend. Because let's say I'm a multimillionaire and someone comes up to me and they're like, oh, Blaine, you get these people every fucking day. You guys know it, right?
I'm a multimillionaire, but yeah.
But you guys.
I'm a multi-deadinaire.
Yeah.
I'm broke at a different level.
Yeah.
No, but you'll meet people. Like, we have things to offer. We're valuable men. We know people.
Everybody has
I want to correct that, by the way. I'm a multi-millionaire in training.
It's an escrow. You haven't pulled it out yet.
Yeah. It's there. I'm just like I'm a CEO.
I'm just pulling it out right now.
Yeah. We're men that women would be very blessed to have. I do believe.
Yeah.
And the thing is it's like when people come up to you and they might be like, oh, Daniel, like, dude, like, Daniel's got this company, like, like, they're actually super nice to you. Then you go out to dinner with them, right? The waiter comes by, and they're super rude to the waiter.
Dude.
Immediately, you're not my friend, and I wish you the best.
Yeah.
Don't be rude to those people. I've learned that this year. I'm like, that's how I can tell, because if I ever saw, like, you, and we were hanging out with maybe some of my buddies, or we were out and you were just mean to them, I'd be like, I am not friends with this Daniel guy,
Yeah.
But that would never happen.
Yeah.
I've already seen how you treat other people, and I know that that's the people I want to be around. And there's other successful, like, streamers. I don't know if you guys know who this is. His name's Kai Cenat. He's a big, you know who that is?
My kids are like that.
I don't know who that is.
They spend time on all this.
Huge. He's so successful. He's like 23 and multi-millionaire. I think he's making like $60 million a year. He's just a kid. He streams and super successful. And he said this. He was like, when I was younger, my mom always taught me, like, to be very aware of who's in your circle. And he was like, I've always been big on that. So he's got all these people around him, and he's just going full-fledged to the top that are good. And they're there to give that. It's like a wall.
What book is that? It's like you're the sum of the five. You're the average of the five people hang out with.
But it's hard.
I forget. Is that John Maxwell or is
I
that?
know. I know.
We've all heard that quote, but it's hard to like dissect that.
Yeah, I don't remember who wrote that.
Well, it's like the other one of my favorite quotes of all time is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, take the waitress today.
Right.
I
was just thinking about her. Yeah.
Like, we gained nothing from that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were super kind to her.
And you offered her a free gift. And
But I mean, that's it. So, like, she'll walk out of there and smile today.
Yeah.
Because she's got to deal with a bunch of people that are going to complain and bitch. Well, this is cold. This is warm. You didn't give me my iced tea on time. You didn't do this.
Yeah.
Like, that is the worst, most unappreciative job in the world.
You get crapped on, all the time.
Every day.
Yeah.
6-8 hours a day you get crapped on because not everybody, they don't tip right, they don't do this, whatever. You're judged on how you perform. I mean, TIPS stands for to ensure prompt service. You know what I mean? So my goal is, how can I make them smile? What can I do to make their day a little bit better for that 35, 45-minute interaction they have with me? What impression can I leave?
Yeah.
And for me, how do I leave a Christ-like impression? I don't go tell them I'm a Christian. I don't go preach to them. Here's a Bible verse. Now, my mom does it, and I don't have anything against that. I think that's great. That's not the ministry I'm called to be.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Mine is just treat them with kindness.
Yeah.
Treat them with love, so that they're like, well, that guy was different.
Yeah.
Why was he different? And then let God do the work from there. I planted the seed.
Yeah.
But it gets scary because
much more effective that way, I feel like, too.
I do too, but I'm just that's the only way I know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's
well,
it's the right way.
That's how we became friends.
Yeah.
Was I literally heard you ministering to somebody on a plane, and I was like, dude, I have to know you. Like, I think we got up, and I was like, I don't know what you do.
I remember, and I was like, you're like, I don't mean to I was being weird that I was listening to your conversation. I'm like, okay, you've already said you're weird now.
Yeah, like, you're weird. And,
but okay, go on. What do you want to say?
So the way we met was really cool. We were on a flight, and we were going from Phoenix to Vegas.
Yep.
And you sat down, and I sat down, and a woman walked on the plane who was beyond intoxicated.
Oh, dude! Like if there's 5 sheets to the wind,
she was
6.
She was gone to the point where that flight attendant came up to you guys and was like, about to like stop.
Oh, she was going to stop the plane. She even said, "Are we going to have to stop the plane and go back to the gate?"
Yeah, and you kind of covered for it. You're like, no, we're good. Let's not go through all that. Like, and so you saved the day there because that would have taken forever getting.
Oh, dude, I'm like, I've already been traveling. Right, I just want to get to Vegas.
It's like 45-minute flight. Can we get off the ground? And she was all over you for one in a very aggressive way, and then she also was just every other word was a cuss word. She was just wasted. Yeah. And you took that as an opportunity to like really be very empathetic and kind to her. Instead of, being like a jerk to her and shutting her down, you engaged and you took time and you actually ended up getting to the point where you actually ministered to her and she was pretty receptive.
She was really receptive and she's like, "Can you pray for me?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll pray for you."
Yeah.
She's like, grabs my hand and goes, "No, like right now." And I'm like, "Okay." I've never, because you're going through your mind like, I mean, she's loud.
Yeah.
And I'm not quiet.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord, we're on the part of the plane where it's a little more noisy, but obviously you heard everything.
Yeah. I was sitting right behind you guys.
Yeah. No, and it was just, I was like, sure,
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And then it was down the road. She's like saying something about her, I don't even know if it was her husband or her boyfriend had cheated on her, and she wants to start a ministry. And she's like,
she wants to start a company.
Yeah, company and this. Will you help me? And and she's like, will you pray for me again? And I'm like, okay, so she did it like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
she forgot the first
time
she was drunk. But dude, I remember getting up from that and I was like, dude, I don't want to be weird, but I got to know you, dude. Like, we got to connect somehow. That was so cool how you handled that situation.
And I think that's awesome. Like, I talked to my sister about this, and it's like, that's the divine appointment. That's what that was about, was us to meet.
Yeah.
And how we can make an impact on as many people as we can make an impact on. Whatever the numbers come out to, I don't care.
Right.
If it's one person that we impact, that we can change their life, that we did it. We made a difference.
Yeah.
I think this podcast is going to help a lot of people, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, that's what I'm here, and I'll continue to be.
Anyone listening, like, I hope that our stories and everything we're going through is there's no fucking way you're not going through it too. So don't be scared to talk about it.
Dude, look it up, man. My name's Kevin Keep. You can Google me, actually. Unfortunately, you can Google Daniel. You can find my number or anything out there. My email address is out there.
We're all around.
Reach out.
Yeah.
You're going through some crap and you need some questions answered. Man, I'm available.
I think we talked about having a segment where we could offer call-in.
Dude, I would love
to have guys just be like, "This is what I'm going through. Like, what do you think? That's where I'm at in my business. This is where I'm at in my marriage. This is where I'm at with my kids."
Yeah, even if we can do it to where it's online, where we can answer some of those questions after the fact. Too.
Yeah,
well, it's interesting. The model we looked into the model. If we wanted to do something like that, we'd have to really sit together and talk about it because it's to get call-ins like. It's an interesting process.
But we did though.
We figured it out.
What was it? Was it New Year's Eve?
As difficult as
it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah, was it?
We went live on TikTok and literally someone called in within
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Crazy. Somebody was like, "Is this real? Like, are you doing a show where you're answering questions?" And it was awesome.
Yeah, we cracked the code. It took us a while, but it's hard because you have to if you think about it, who's gonna call? Right?
Who cares?
And then exactly.
It's that one person that got.
Well, it's also scary to
where's
call,
it going to come
too,
from?
Because you're going live and you're sharing something vulnerable.
Where's it going to come from? Is this
that's the person that really needs the help.
Yeah.
If they're willing to be vulnerable,
oh, dude,
they're at their wit's end.
Yeah.
This first kid who called, he changed his life. Like that Albertsons kid. That was so cool.
That was a pretty cool experience.
That was awesome, dude.
You talked to a kid at Albertsons?
Yeah. So a kid called, he was like 18 or 17 and he was it was like a bag boy at Albertsons and he's like, "How do you become a millionaire?" That was his question. And so I just talked to him about all the things that I've learned from all my clients and people that have been really successful at building wealth, and I just share with them. And he was like, "Oh man," he's like, "I can't believe this is you're just giving this away." And I'm like, "Dude, that's what we're doing. That was the point of the show, is to have fun and give."
So
something.
Did you deposit your $19.99?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Blaine will be on the phone to get your credit card.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude, it was
Until that Venmo comes through, we're not answering your question.
Yeah. Once we see it, then I'll give you the secret to being a millionaire. No, but it's that's what this is about. We want to give.
100%. I don't. Yeah. This is not about making money or charging a fee or any of those things. Right. Advice is free.
Yeah. There's no coaching program. There's no course. There's no. I
find that horrific too. I don't want to discredit the course people, but there are some people struggling right now and they don't have money.
Oh, dude, that industry is it bugs me.
And there are people out there who have the advice, and they are charging too fucking much money.
And they're preying on these people.
And they're preying on people's, and they don't care about.
Oh man, don't get me started on that.
Yeah, it's
this whole high ticket sales thing
and all that stuff that is out there that everybody thinks that they have.
Yeah,
and like I mean, don't get me wrong. I can look at my life and say, okay, I've gone through a lot in my life.
Yeah,
you know, I've had medical issues. I've had financial.
Yeah,
I've done all that. You know, I had a guy the other day. He's like, dude, you just need to write a book. I'm going to write a book about you. And I'm like, I don't even know where to start on how to write a book.
Yeah.
Nor do I even really care to
You need a ghostwriter because you're definitely kind of like
all over. Yeah, 100%. I'm always on the right. That's the ADD.
Yeah.
You know, ADHD. Pick an acronym. I'm one of those.
Yeah.
You know, but our advice is just to help. You know what I mean? We want to give the things that we have. Are we experts in every field? No way now.
Yeah.
But do we have knowledge in multiple different areas on the group that is sitting here? You betcha.
Yeah. And God's put it on our hearts to share.
100%.
You know, it's like we were called to do that.
That's where the wisdom comes from.
Yeah.
It really doesn't come from us. It comes from the Lord.
Right.
He's given it to us, and we're passing it on to others.
And that's the mission.
And that's what we're called to do.
Yeah. That's what we can do.
You know?
This is a long pod. It's going to be a lot of editing. I'm very excited.
Oh, you know me, man. Hopefully it works this time.
Yeah, try to make sure the cameras work this time.
This came out so well, man. Do you guys have any exits that you want to say? I think that was a good exit, though, what you guys just said. That was just really powerful.
I think if I have anything, it's just I would love to hear from men who have questions, concerns, who are brave enough to be vulnerable.
100%.
If we've earned your trust to share that, like, we're not trying to sell you anything, and we don't want anything out of you other than just to be here for you. If there's men out there that have those questions, if they could share that, be amazing
100%.
For us to help create some structure to the next episode. I think that would be amazing.
Daniel's Instagram's on the screen. We got Kevin's. You got Instagram, right?
I got Instagram.
I'm not. Instagram's not the best way to reach me, though. I'm not a big Instagram guy. So.
I gotta change this for him, everyone. We gotta
we'll
change.
Figure out a way.
Man, you can reach me on Instagram. I think it's Keepster07. I have Ironman 6.6.
I'm a cell phone guy. Like call me.
You can call me.
Yeah, I'm not like a social media.
Can I tell the Wi-Fi story?
Oh no!
Sure.
It's so funny.
So we have to have 2 embarrassing stories for me on the first 5. Okay, go ahead.
These are great closers.
No.
Just so you know.
This just shows how good of a businessman you are.
Okay, thank you. Because I do pride myself in certain skills, and then there's other skills I am completely useless in.
Oh yeah, as we all are.
Yeah, like all my neighbors are like, "Hey, you know, you can go to Home Depot and do," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm not that guy. Like, I don't know how to do if it's
you
broken,
can get this, you could get this web and put it up this net.
Yeah,
and
I'm like, no, dude. I
gotta explain it. So I want to point this out. Daniel, for everyone watching, I've met a lot of people in my life, just as these guys have as well. One of the best fathers and husbands to his wife. Like, I get to see it, and I get to be mentored. So I want to point this out. And also Kevin. I get to learn this from both these guys, so I can be the best for my shorty. So, I give the little different dynamic here. But so
and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. So and also, the successes that these guys have, I just want to point this out. It's amazing. Like these guys
failures.
And failures. Like these guys are accountable. They they're great people. Not trying to, suck dick here, but these guys,
you were doing so good.
These guys are good people, but I just want to mention that because this Wi-Fi story is hilarious. So I'm working with Daniel, right? And we're coming over here. Daniel's not this like tech savvy guy. He's got all these good traits, right? But as it relates to tech, non-existent. And so I'm
a deficit.
I'm a negative on that spectrum.
No. But you're good with it. But. So yeah, we come over here, right? The Wi-Fi is horrible. I'm like, why is this? We are downloading clips, right? It's just butt, and like it takes forever to download. And I'm like, what's going on with the Wi-Fi, man? Like, why is it so slow? And he's like, dude, I don't know, man. I've had Wi-Fi for so long, and like, I just don't know what's going on. And I was like, okay, so like, what provider do you have? And he's like, well, I got 2. And I was like, you have 2 providers? So you're paying for 2? And he's like, well, yeah, but like, I've been able to figure out the other one. It's just really I've been busy, man. I was like, let me keep questioning him.
Is he on AOL still?
What are the 2 providers that you have? And he's like, well, I have like Verizon, and I got Cox. I'm like, I have Cox. Cox is really good. It shouldn't be like that. I was like, where's the modem? And he's like, well, it's broken.
I was like, well, I think I asked you, what's a modem?
And I was like, well, it's the thing, like the tower.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, it's broken. I'm like, well, what's it called? He's like, well, I think there's another Wi-Fi name. And I go, do you know the name? He's like, yeah, it's like ABDDG like 2.0 or something like that. And I'm like, okay, let's look for it. We look it up. I see it, full bars. It's locked. I go, how long you been paying for the service? He's like, I don't know, a couple months. It's broken. I was like, I go, where's the fucking motor? Yeah. And then he's like, it's over here. It's just this white thing. And so I go, what's the thing that's broken with? He's like, I don't know. When I type in the password, it just doesn't work. And then I look under it.
Oh, no.
The password's on it. And what did you spell? What was it? It was Bailey or Bali?
It was, it was like Bailey something, but it was one of the letters I was typing as a number, I think.
Yeah, it was just like all
I think I was typing an S as a 5 or something like that.
It was like one of the words was mismatched, and I go, bro, what password do you have? So we look at the passwords, it's the wrong password, right? We type it in. We get connected to the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi works great. But the most hilarious thing about this is he's been paying for this for months. Like, having an amazing life.
Dude.
And when we get connected, everything's fast. Everything's work. Calls are coming in. Everything's great. And it's like, I thought it was
that's
the most...
best. That's me, though. I hate technology.
I have to focus on the things that I need to focus on.
Yeah, I know.
And there's going to be stuff that falls through the cracks. Like, am I going to pay an extra $20 for some extra Wi-Fi? Yeah. But if I can go out and help,
$50,
50, whatever it is, right? Like,
this is why
I'm focused on business. I'm focused on relationships. I'm focused on people, my family. Like,
the time and energy it takes to fix that $50 problem.
It's not worth it. Until a guy like Blaine comes along and goes, dude, you just got to type a B instead of a P or whatever it was.
I have the same story in business.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm paying for things, and we went through and audited stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, stupid amount.
Yeah.
Like $4,000 a month and things that we didn't need.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah. But again, it goes back to what you said. If you're going to be Uber driven in one way, there's going to be stuff.
There's going to be a deficit somewhere else. Something else has to suffer.
Something's got to give, right?
So
sometimes people focus on all the small things, and I think, I don't know who said it, someone, it might be Grant Cardone or someone who I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of, but he's like, you can't...
Who are you a fan of?
You can't shrink your way to wealth.
No.
Right? Like, all these people try to micromanage, like, if I save $15 here, it's like, dude, focus on the things that move the lever.
Yeah.
The income.
That Wi-Fi ain't moving the lever.
Right. Like, we're going to survive if I pay an extra $20 on Wi-Fi, but I need to focus on the big rocks, that are going to move.
I'm happy that I could come in, because, like, for all my previous experiences, like, in all my editing and just the other endeavors I've done, like, I had to, like, force myself to learn those things. And it's been a focus also for having e-commerce stores, right?
Yeah.
That's my background. I have to know these things.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy, in our business relationship, like, I'm able to add those little touches and be like, hey, man, like, here's a little... And that's the cool part about great friendship. Yeah, it's like...
That is the beauty. If you have a strength in a place that he has a weakness, that is what it's about.
Yeah.
Dude, so here's what's crazy about Blaine. Like, first of all, I wouldn't be doing this without you because you built the set. But the crazy part is the other day, Blaine and I were sitting there and I'm like, I recognize this problem in my industry, right? I have no idea how to solve it. Yeah. I know it's a problem. And it's a problem for everybody because I talked to a lot of people. Dude, with Blaine's previous experiences and in what you would call your failures of companies, you've learned these skills. Dude, he put this whole thing together in 2 days. Because he knew how to do this, and this. For me, that would have taken me a year.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have had to reach out, and it would have been so much more expensive. Right, because I'm like...
Oh, it would have cost you so...
Yeah, but because of what he knows, he was able to go, dude, here's what it is. And, like, in 2 days, we were live. Yeah. And I was like...
But that wasn't a divine appointment of you guys getting together and doing things. That's all coincidence.
Yeah, no, that's... Dude, I thank God for Blaine. I thank God for you. I thank God for great men in my life and women all the time. I mean,
I think that's the key thing is we need to look for those divine appointments.
Yeah.
We need to have our eyes open and not so buried in our phones as we're walking, not so buried in our own misery or whatever you want to call it. Self-absorption. Yeah. Open our eyes to see how we can be a blessing to somebody else.
Yeah.
Too many times we figure out what can we get from everybody instead of what can we give.
And that was my perspective when I met Daniel, because, like, I was in a bad place and I was just, like, lost as hell. And I was like, okay, I met Daniel, like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to go into the most selfless place. Like, what can I give Daniel? Like, let me just give him it all. Dude, I'll be so honest, bro. I didn't know the answers to everything, but I knew I was good and I had will and determination. I was going to figure it out. Mm-hmm. But, bro, when I started that podcast, I started it to add value to you.
Yeah.
Like, I just was like, oh, we have this podcast, like, cool. Like, I have some followers. Like, let me bring some people on. Dude, we would have guests on. I'd force them to get an interview with Daniel. I would.
You would invite me at the end, and then the guests would like be like, "Okay, I guess I'll talk to this guy,"
whatever.
And then I'd be like asking him 5 questions, like, "I really gotta go, dude. Like, I came here for Blaine, not you know."
Yeah.
I would be like, "No, he's big on
Blaine,
YouTube." Like,
dude, you knocked doors. You went out and
that's awesome.
That's
probably not your strength,
bro.
Oh no, not at all. No,
Kevin,
like,
I knocked doors to sell fucking annuities. Dude, annuities, dude. I would walk up and I had no idea what I was even talking about. But I didn't care.
But you had faith and confidence that he did.
Yes.
Yeah. Blaine knew that it wasn't about annuities. Blaine knew that if I could talk to somebody, I'd be able to benefit their life in some
100%.
way. And so he's knocking doors going, how do we figure out how to connect more people?
To Daniel.
Yeah, and our team. And dude,
because you believe in what he does.
Yeah. And I knew you didn't have all the answers when we first started working together, but I knew that together we could go find it, right?
Yeah.
You know, like God would lead us there if our intentions were pure and we were doing it for the right reasons, like God would bless that project, and he has.
Yeah, I looked like an absolute idiot. I'll tell you this right now. Like, I can't tell you how many doors got shut on me. I tried to rewrite the equation. I was like, okay, like helping people out in retirement, you gotta educate them. Like, I was like, okay, so let me try to be their friend. And then
Blaine would call me like 2 a.m. He'd be like, dude, I've been reading Reddit all night about these guys, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, he was so deep into all these different
the trap of Reddit, man.
Yeah, like it was like. But dude, you put in the work, man, and we've finally found a way to help serve people, and we've had amazing feedback.
Yeah,
we've had the feedback we've gotten so far is incredible.
Dude, what we're building, man, like it's not only gonna help a lot of people, but it's gonna change my life, my daughter's life, Daniel's life, his daughter's life, his wife's life. Like everyone around us is going to have abundance, dude. Like it's a blessing, man. And we didn't give up. We were working on Christmas Eve. It went into Christmas Day. Dude, I'll never forget this. He said, he'll call me at 2 a.m. like, come over, let's work. I'm like, bet, let's fucking go. I need people like this. Like, I'm like, I want to work now. I don't want to sit.
I can be a little crazy sometimes.
I woke up the other morning at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, sometimes you wake up, I gotta go pee or whatever it is. No, I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, like, up.
Yeah.
And I'd only been asleep since like 11. And I'm like, I got up, I went downstairs and started answering emails, doing stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, things are spinning in my head. You just do it.
Yeah.
Like, I looked at
I mean, there's been nights where I've said goodnight to him at 1 a.m. and then I've gone to the office.
Like,
I mean, it happens, you know? And so, again, but it goes back to that balance of like, that can be unhealthy.
That could be, okay, you know, I was just going to get to that.
And it's not a good thing. It can be glamorized, but in the reality, like, my priority is...
There's a season and a moment where...
You have to.
You're in this new setup, this new invention of how you're doing business and what you're doing, and, you know... Praise the Lord, you have a wife that understands.
Yeah, my wife.
You know,
my God, dude.
Jen is,
that's
like,
picked right, man.
Yeah.
That is going to be a staple for you of a building block of knowing you have that support system.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to want to look for. Mm-hmm. And that's what I had back in the days.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere we lost that.
Dude, she, the other night, and this is the most powerful thing I think for women watching this too, like, you know, not only does she know that when I do a night like that, she's going to have to sacrifice more, make the lunches for the kids and stuff. Like, and I try to get up and make the lunches and breakfast when I can and help with stuff around the house. That's how I show appreciation back. But dude, she grabbed me by the face the other night and she looked at me in the eye. She's like, "Thank you for working so hard for us."
Dude,
and I was like,
bruh.
Dude, that's like great. I couldn't think of a better thing she could have ever said.
That is the epitome of respect.
Yeah.
I want to meet your wife's friends. She's got to have some good friends. Like,
she does have some good friends. And Jen's one of a kind.
Dating app for you and I. No,
Does she have single friends? Or are they all married?
Jen's one of a kind, bro. She's gonna have to find her on your own. I don't know.
She's kind of from a different.
You're you're not getting any help from my wife.
Yeah.
This one's fine.
Yeah. But dude, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for flying out here.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for putting the work into this, dude. Like, let's help some guys. Let's see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do to help people in every aspect.
Reach out, comment, let us know whatever we can do to help structure an episode next that would be beneficial that we could just target if there's like one specific area, and we're all in.
Yeah, because we're all over the map.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
I'm over the map.
I want to end with this quote. You said this to me once.
I never got to ask my question to Kevin.
No, let's go. Hold on.
Ask your question.
No, I don't remember what it was. It was like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, come on.
I hate when I lose a question.
Yeah, I think it was about the divorce, and I don't want to end on this note, but it was like, I had a buddy who got divorced recently, and he said, dude, the pain I felt in the marriage that led to divorce is like 100 times greater after a divorce. Do you think that but you've handled your divorce so interestingly.
Damn.
Like I saw my parents get divorced, and it was like they were enemies. Like they couldn't be in the same room. They could have never had lunch. I don't think they've seen each other since, right? I think maybe they ran into each other by accident once. It was the worst divorce I've ever experienced that I've seen.
I didn't say I wanted to have lunch.
Yeah, but you've handled yours with a lot of grace, and you've held her in this respect, and you seem like you're in a really well-adjusted place. Like, what is your thought on what my friend told me about that? Like, and I wasn't asking him for his advice on divorce; he just shared it with me.
No,
but like, what is your take on that? Because you don't seem like you're in pain. I mean,
I'm in pain. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I miss her, but
yeah.
Oh, man, I don't even know how to put this into words. How can I show agape love, which is unconditional love for her? Because I claimed that I unconditionally loved her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How can I continue to show that even through the divorce?
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
I think most men are not thinking about that. Right
no,
now.
And they're not because you're. And don't get me wrong, dude. We've been 3 years at this.
Yeah.
Like I've had the FU moments and all those things. In fact, we were sitting across the mediation before this. She's like, "Well, we've done such a good job being friends," and I'm like, "I don't want to be a friend. I don't want to see you."
Yeah.
Because it hurts. The pain of when I see her and look at her.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad because I'm like, I miss her. I want her. Like we were at court the other day, and she's wearing like my favorite outfit. Cute. Blue jeans. So wearing jeans and this just white t-shirt top and a sweater over her, and I'm just like, it's like I just want to go and hug her and just say, we can get through this. Stop this. Yeah. Let's. Can we both stop being selfish and both try and work through this?
But how do you not move with resentment? Like what is the thing that?
Because the resentment is just going to tear me apart.
Yeah.
The resentment is going to make me bitter, angry, malicious. I don't want any of that. God tells me to love my enemies.
Yeah.
He says right there, loving your enemies and treating them as like putting a heap of coal on their head.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
You know what I mean? And so, not that I'm trying to put a heap of coal on her head, but I can't claim to be a Christian and love God and want my ministries and these things if I can't even show her grace and mercy. How can I ask God to forgive me of my sins when I can't forgive her for hers? That's a hypocrite.
Wow.
That is interesting. Wow.
Dang.
That's powerful. I gotta model to my kids, these boys, regardless of what happens, I still have to love her through that scenario.
Wow.
Whatever the outcome is, whether she never comes back to me, whether she's always going to be the mother of my children.
So, it's interesting because, like, there's things that'll happen in, like, breakups or divorces that are, like, horrific. Like, women will do things like, and it's men too, it's not just, I'm not trying to be sexist, but, like, you'll hear situations where a guy will have, a kid with a woman, and then 20 years later find out that's not his kid's.
Oh yeah.
Through a test
I've
or
heard
something.
Of that.
Or you'll find something where, like,
anybody that happened to.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's horrible. Like you'll see like women just wake up and cheat, or in men too. Like, and they're just like devastating. I saw a TikTok story of a daughter who was explaining to some girl that her mom cheated on her father with her ex-boyfriend. Her mom cheated on, or no. So this daughter, right, is talking about her father, or the mom. The mom cheated on the dad with the daughter's ex-boyfriend. And like she explained the whole story, like he was devastated, like torn apart, and like there are some things, and I don't know if you've experienced this because I don't know if your divorce is as horrific as that. It doesn't sound like it.
I mean, it's not fun.
It's not fun.
I mean, there's been 2 allegations of her allegations of unfaithfulness. I have no proof to know that they're actual real. Do I think she would have done it? No. Do I think it's a possibility? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's possible.
Somebody's pushed far enough.
And like I said, I don't know who she is anymore. Like she doesn't know who I am.
Yeah.
She knows who I was. But in the last 3 years, she doesn't know who I've become.
When you think about that, because I've dealt with that in other relationships, like you're like, did she cheat on me? Like, and that's just me being in horrible relationships with liars and manipulators, but like, what is it, the trust that she gave you and showed you in the relationship that pulls you away from it? Because I feel like it's harder for men, and I could be wrong, who are in a relationship with someone who is such a manipulative, you know, like pathological liar. You know, because then you get stuck in your mind. You're like, did they? And it doesn't sound like your wife.
No, my wife was not in that way. If anything, I brought all of the insecurities from the unfaithfulness of my past relationships into my relationship with her. That caused me to be to have untrust in me. Not that I was untrustworthy, you know, but, you know, the things of, you know, when you're cheated on, like, that's a pain of, even in a dating relationship, that's a painful thing. Because that trust is, like, it's damn near impossible to rebuild. You know what I mean? And so,
I don't know how you could rebuild trust.
You can. You
can. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think, let me clarify that, because that sounds very aggressive and very challenging and, you know, domineering and stuff. What I mean by that is I don't know how to quit. Losing is when you give up and you quit. And I think that's the biggest struggle I've had in my marriage, is I don't know how to quit loving her. I don't know how to stop loving her. You know,
like, you're gonna go until someone puts a wall and it's like, nope.
Until that heart stops beating, I'll never stop loving.
Wow. That's powerful.
Dang, man.
Okay. Wow, that was a clip. That's gonna get a lot of views. Okay, so I want to say,
very authentic.
Yeah, that was so good. Okay, so I want to start this because I do want to post this full thing on my channel, but I really want to give a hefty intro. So I'm gonna say, like, guys, this is Daniel Romberg. I'm gonna give you a little, you know, like a pretty hefty intro.
Let's do it, but let's just do it quick.
As long as you don't call me Steve.
Did he call you Steve?
This was the last one.
This was so long ago. This was months ago. I was.
I'm glad there's no evidence of that.
I was suicidal, motherfucker.
Yeah. Give him a pass. Jeez, he didn't even know his own name. No,
okay.
I was the first guy that my wife got accused of cheating on me with.
Oh, was it really? Oh, jeez.
Steve, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
All right, knock out this killer.